So now we are leaving the main room and we were heading off to the east side of the dungeon. Now that we have two monkeys, they are actually going to stay in that room for now. Now, in this room you'll actually see two new enemies, the first of which is this Baba Serpent, and they work much like Deku-Babas, except like after a couple hits their stem, whatever, will be cut and they'll pop off and they'll attack you with just their head. They'll kind of crawl around on the ground and then like jump on you and like latch onto you. So if they latch onto you, you're going to have to use a spin attack to get them off, and that will also defeat them. Now, there's also the second enemy in here. It's called a Deku-Like, and they are similar. They look similar to Likes from previous Zelda titles. They also will grab you and eat you and such before spitting you out. But they only do that if you jump over them in this game, so it's not that big a deal. However, there's one over here. We're going to have to jump across this ledge. However, there's a Deku-Like down there, and the way to defeat Deku-Likes is to throw a bomb in them. So there's a Bombling nearby, so grab it by either smacking it with your sword or hitting it with your shield when it tries to knock into you, and then you'll be able to pick up the Bombling and toss it into the Deku-Like. After that, you want to go grab a second one, and this time you want to actually jump across the ledge very quickly before the Bombling blows up. You want to toss it onto this little boulder right here, which will blow it up. That's actually quite the distance, and you almost don't have enough time to do so, so you'll probably blow up a couple times in the attempt of trying to do it. So once you get up here, you want to enter the next door, and in this room you'll see a short overview of the area. You'll see that there is a monkey over on the other side. So, and the door that is within is locked, so we're going to need a small key in order to get the monkey out. So in order to do that, we're going to have to go find the small key, and it's actually just right here. If you look off this little ledge, you'll see that there are two totems, one on either side of the platform, and the one on the left has a large chest on it. So you're going to have to just jump down, and you want to roll into the totem to make the chest fall down. It conveniently falls right side up, so go ahead and open the chest and to get a small key. There's also a totem on the other side that you can roll into as well. It has a jar on top of it that contains a blue rupee, which is worth 5. There's also a new enemy in this room called tile worms. This is the first Zelda title that they've been found in. There's been similar enemies in the past, kind of like Ocarina of Time had Tail Pasarn, which are like electrical worm enemies that fly around. That's kind of totally different. But the more similar enemy is probably Moldorms, which are like found in Link to the Past and Link's Awakening and The Wind Waker. Those are the ones that come to mind. But those are just kind of worm enemies that like crawl around on the ground rather quickly usually, and then like jump at you and stuff. And these guys don't really do that at all, so they're totally different. These tile worms they hide under tiles. That's the name. But you can kind of see them from a distance. And then they'll sneak down and like hide in the floor when you're close, so that in hopes that you will walk over them so they can knock you over and hurt you. And also, like, we don't actually have the item to defeat them at the moment, so we're just ignore them for now. Just make note of where they are and then just avoid walking over them. Now you want to light the unlit torches that are down below, and this will raise the platforms, allowing you to get up on top of here. And once you're up here, you want to kill the Scutula. You can use your slingshot to stun it, and then after that you'll be able to get in some really good sword flashes. Once you've defeated it, open up the door, release the celebrating monkey, and then you can smack the jars and stuff that are inside that room. Also make note of this little part. The monkey is like on the floor here once you leave, but then he just suddenly pops up behind you. I don't know, they're constantly falling down while they're trying to follow you around, but then they'll just like appear next to you whenever you get up on top of another ledge. Anyway, so that's all we have to do in this room. There's also that you can go on the left side as well, but that just contains like jars and stuff. There's nothing too fancy. So you can gather that rupee, whatever that's in that chest on the right side. That is all that there is to do in that room for now. We will actually return there later. Now, once you come in here, you want to work your way clockwise around the room. You'll see that there are some wall tulas here on these vines. You want to shoot them with your slingshot, and you want to jump to the vines. Once again, the monkey will be on that little platform behind you, but then he'll just suddenly appear behind you right here. You want to enter this next room. In here there is another monkey inside a cage. You'll see that in this little clip there's a small key that is on the ground right in front of you, and it will be gobbled up by a new enemy in here called a Big Baba. And these Big Babas have like a Deku-Like that is attached to them. Then they have this big Baba that is right there. And these things are pretty easy to defeat. They doesn't have too much range, and actually the floor has this very obvious pattern on it, so you can see how far its neck can reach. You just want to keep it C-targeted and just like straight back and forth. You should easily be able to smack it back and forth. Actually, if you stay pretty close, you can repeatedly smack it over and over again without it attacking you. Use a jump attack too. Jump attacks do quite a bit of damage to it. Should pose no problem with you. It's not really even a mini-boss, it's just another enemy. Once it's defeated, you want to grab one of the Bomblings that are on the other side of the room, and then just toss it into the Deku-Like, and this will make it blow up and allow you to get the small key that it swallowed. Once you have the small key, you just want to use it to open up the locked door at the end of the room, and this will allow you to release the next monkey. So you should have 4 monkeys total after gathering this one. So once you have emerged back in this room, then you want to continue working your way clockwise around the room. There's a Bombling right here, and so you want to use it by either using your shield or your sword to smack it, and this will turn it back into a bomb, which you can then toss across the way. Once again, it's kind of stupid for them to blow up. I don't understand. Like, you barely do anything to them and they just start exploding. I don't know how they managed to survive all these years. You want to toss it over this little ledge right here. There's a Deku-Like directly below, so you don't want to fall down that little path there until you have killed it. So once you toss the Bombling down this little area, the Deku-Like will eat it, and if that doesn't give you heartburn, I don't know what will. So once it blows up, this will allow you to get past it. You'll see there's a large chest directly behind it. And something that's different in Twilight Princess is there's actually heart pieces, or pieces of heart in all of the dungeons. So there's 2 heart pieces in this dungeon, and so this is the first one. So that if you've been following the walkthrough thus far, that'll be your second heart piece, and we'll be gathering one more in this dungeon as well later on. So with that, you want to return to the main room, and now we should have 4 monkeys total. So you want to use one of them to get back to this main platform, or you can just hop down and take the little path over. Now all the monkeys will run over, and they will try to get you to go to the north door. So follow them, and they'll gesture for you to follow, and then open the door, and then here they will... Remember, the bridge is out in this room. We actually have been in this room before, and the baboon, whatever, he destroyed it using the boomerang. So we're going to have to get across here, and so now the monkeys are they're all swinging across, and they're giving you a giant string of swings, I guess. So you want to use them to get all the way across, and it's pretty easy. Just make sure you don't time it wrong so that you fall into the abyss. So with that, you can slash the jars and stuff up ahead, but then you just want to enter the door to have the mini-boss battle. So join me for the next video, and I'll show you how to defeat it.